Okay, very good morning to all. Hi, Milind.
Hi Nikhil, how are you doing?
Good, good. How are you doing?
I'm also good.
Wonderful. Great to have you here. And
Thank you.
welcome to everyone joining in. We are here to have a chat with Milind, who is at the moment a data engineer with a leading analytics company. I think it's Visual BI. That's the name. Am I
Yes,
getting that right?
yes, Visual BI solutions.
Okay, wonderful. And where are you located currently, Milind?
Currently, I'm located in Bangalore.
In Bangalore only. Okay. All right. All right. You are from here? You are from Bangalore?
No, I actually am not from Bangalore. Just let me know if I'm visible to all of you.
Yes. Yes. Now you are.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Great. So talk to us about your journey, Milind, and how was it starting off? Is this your first job?
No, actually not. This is my second job, but I'll start from the very beginning. So in 2020, I completed my graduation and I had zero knowledge on coding because I actually did my graduation as a civil engineer. So
Right.
I actually had absolutely zero knowledge. And then in the next 1.5 years, I gave a lot of examinations, qualified a lot of pre, but couldn't qualify the mains of a lot of examinations. So it got me frustrated that I needed a job as soon as possible. So I was trying to find out various different courses that I can do while my parents were still asking me to go for an MBA, but MBA would have been costly kind of course. So I
Right.
was going through a lot of different courses that can at least get me into an IT field so that I can at least try to grow. So at that time, data science field was blooming a lot, and at that time, the US market had a boom in data science actually. So I was just going through all of these things while I discovered data science. So I was going through a lot of courses. I checked a lot of courses, but I joined DataMites itself because the DataMites course schemes and all kind of very much pleased me. So I just joined DataMites, and 6 September 2021, I joined DataMites, and my course got completed by the month of March. So month of March, I gave the IABAC examination, which you might be still conducting these days.
Yes.
You okay? So in the month of March, I completed the IABAC examination, and at that time, I was going through a lot of different various job search, like on Naukri on LinkedIn, and a lot of jobs on means even I even had a call from DataMites also, DataMites placement team also, and Indeed and all. So soon after that, for almost a month and a half or almost 2 months, you can say I went through a lot of. At that in that period of time, in 1.5 months, I gave almost about 11 or 12 interviews, and then I joined User Ready Technologies as an associate data engineer, where I worked for almost 15-16 months. And I recently joined Visual BI Solutions in the month of September last year. So currently, I'm working as a data engineer at Visual BI Solutions.
Okay. Wonderful. So it is that in the new job that you have, the role is similar to what you were doing at Edit?
Yes. So what I was doing at User Ready, means you can say that I work on almost the same tools and technologies here also, but I have a wider variety, wider scope of learning here. I even had a wider scope of learning at User Ready also, but things didn't work out good for me. So I have a wider variety of scope of learning here itself. So I'm enjoying here.
Okay, all right. So you mentioned some of the tools that you have been building upon. What are these tools that you commonly use on a
Okay,
day-to-day basis?
so basically, my majority of the work is basically on SQL itself. So there are a lot of data warehousing tools which you can work on, but the only data warehousing tool which I am supposed to be focused on is Snowflake, because Snowflake is new in the market, and it has a means you can say it has decoupled storage and compute. So you can say it has a lot of advantages over traditional data warehousing systems. I also has worked on PostgreSQL. I also has worked on MS SQL Server, and then I have to work on a lot of ETL tools like Alteryx, Matillion, DBT, and all. So these are the basic tools that I work on. Apart from that, I also in my current company, I also had an opportunity to work on SAP, and I had SAP HANA views and SAP BEX queries, and I also had to work on ADF a little bit.
Okay, wonderful. Right. So that's a good variety of what you have been exposed to, right?
Yep.
So, and any basic training that you had before you had to get started with these tools, or you were allowed to learn on the job?
So the basic training I actually got from DataMites itself, because you had to have a basic understanding of what data is, from where data is coming, and how you're going to manipulate the data for further use. So all the basic trainings I got from DataMites itself, because DataMites had at that time my trainer was Deepa. I don't know whether she is there anymore with you guys or not, but my trainer at that time was Deepa. So Deepa was a very nice instructor. So I learned a lot from her. I also had to skim a lot and lot through internet also to get myself more learnings, and everything that's based on data I learned from DataMites itself. So SQL I learned there itself, which is basic of my daily, you can say daily routine work. But then when I joined UserReady, I had got an exposure to work on Postgres SQL and MS SQL Server, which because on DataMites we were still using SQL and Python itself on Jupyter Notebook itself. So that was basic training on SQL that I got. So I'm very much pleased with whatever I have learned, whatever trainings I got at DataMites.
Wonderful. Okay. All right. So is this like you had already decided at the time that you wanted to go into data engineering that goes more into the infra part of things, right? So
Uh, to be very honest with you, as I very clearly said also, that I needed to get a job at that moment, because I had a lot of pressure that your father has also retired, so you have to go and earn something. So, but no, I actually joined the data sciences course so that I can get a wider variety, because under data sciences you are also exposed to what data analysts do, and a little bit of exposure you also get on what data is. So as a data engineer, you need to know what data is, what sources of data you are retrieving, and how you're going to manipulate it. So data engineering was not my very first choice, but eventually I'm enjoying my path right now, whatever I'm learning, whatever I'm doing. Because as a data engineer, you first have to ingest the data, you have to orchestrate the data, you have to clean the data, and then you have to send it further forwards, so that data analysts can look in the previous market and give their analysis, while data scientists build on the new networks and all. So these are all the things, but as a data engineer I really like it now.
yeah. So that is it's seen as a very exciting field, right?
Yes,
You have
obviously.
it's a niche area, and you are actually doing pretty much the groundwork for anything that follows thereafter, right? So
Right.
that's yeah, it's a critical component that you are building out there. So is it are you also exposed to big data? Is that something that you tend to use? Any
Yes.
framework?
So in big data, I till now have only used ADF, Azure Data Factory. But apart from that, Apache, Kafka, and all, I have not been exposed to, because all of the data warehousing tools are slowly being replaced by Snowflake itself. So I am also Snowpro core certified at this moment. So means I joined as a Snowflake developer itself in my current organization, which later turned into data engineering roles. So Snowflake is the one data warehousing tool on which I have to work a lot.
All right. So that is
But
hosting other platforms like
yes,
Azure
but
and
I would say as a data engineer, you need to learn a lot of big data tools also, because still, see, startups and all are slowly shifting to migrating to Snowflake. But if you go to big organizations, like even if you see the big four banking firms also, they are still not on Snowflake. They are still working on big data tools itself. So you need to get yourself exposed. But whatever my project requires me to do, I learn all of those things seriously. Like my previous project required me to learn SAP and ADF, so I learned that. Apart from that, earlier I was just working on Snowflake itself.
wonderful. And who are these clients? If you are at a liberty to say, it's in
Yes. So the previous client that I was working on as Visual Basic Solutions was Tech Data Cynics.
okay.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful. Okay. So that was, I think you probably finished started off with analytics and with data engineer, some of the database management as well. So with your program as a non-coder, how did you find the data science program at the time?
Uh, to be very honest, absolutely smooth and absolutely easy. Means as whatever I learned in DataMites. See, there are a lot of things that you can learn on Python, and you can become a Python developer. But whatever needs to get you started on getting a, not only getting a job, but whatever needs to get you started on building a basic concept around data and around programming and machine learning also. Everything was taught very smoothly and very easily. Means I'm coming from a non-coding background, as I've already said. So I used to think that coding is very tough when I used to see my CS friends how they used to sit hours and hours on C++ and Java. So that
Right.
was kind of confusing while I was in college. But as I joined DataMites, I started that. I would say that those 3 months of training that I got there, starting from Python to machine learning to SQL to Tableau, everything that I learned out there was pretty smooth. And anyone who is coming from a non-coding background, I would say that anyone who is not even from a science background can even get those things very easily. It's not very tough. It's, I won't say, but you need to have you need to give everything a little bit of time. Anything won't come to you so easy, but you need to give yourself a time, and everything will work out fine, as it has worked out for me. So I would love to say that.
Cool. Okay. And I take it you were new to statistics as well.
Yes,
What
I
is
was
the
new to statistics as well.
okay.
Not new to statistics, because as engineer you need to learn statistics. But the statistics that I learned there also brushed up my concept on statistics that I had come from my engineering background also. So till now, not much of statistics has been used. I haven't got a opportunity to work on a lot of statistics, but eventually those are also very important if you are going for a data scientist role properly, because at that time statistics are very important.
To that. Yes. So yeah, in many ways, even for data engineers, I think we now have it more streamlined as a separate program for data engineers. But
Right.
statistics is still seen as very valuable because you are,
Yes.
pretty much basing everything on it. And in all your interactions that you'll be having, right, and you work as a team, this becomes crucial. All right.
Right.
So if the team is there, we're just seeing if I'm missing any questions from the participants. Okay. Nothing so far. All right. Okay then. Any questions from those attending? Feel free to post it on the Q&A section, and I'm sure Milind would be happy to guide you. Okay, we don't really have anything coming through. Okay. Um, Anyways, so Milind, what is your idea going forward since you have started on to data engineer? You intend to continue on that, and
Yes.
is there any further study that you're looking to do?
Yes, actually, while in my previous project, I learned SAP, right? I told you I learned a few basics of SAP. So
Right.
SAP is one tool that I think that is going to sustain very long in the market. So my plan would be for going for a few SAP courses, learn SAP, and become SAP consultant also, along with being a data engineer. Because I feel that it is a tool that has almost everything in it. You
Right.
can go from, I mean, you can go from basics of data engineering to data analytics to being, even data scientists need to use SAP for their outcomes and all. So SAP is really, really important out there. Apart from that, I don't know, but I already told you that the basics of BigQuery is also very important. Big data tools are also important. So big data tools is something that I have not worked on till now, but because I told you that my project did not require me to work on big data tools. But
Right.
as soon as I get anything to work on big data tools, like I have worked on ADF, so anything like Synapse or Azure Fabrics or Azure Health Data Services, I would surely love to work on that and learn that and work on that, because there
Wonderful.
are a lot of learning opportunities as a data engineer.
Okay. Okay. Great. Yeah. Gladys is asking, they also want to start data science. He's got a PhD in statistics, looking for a mentor. Where to start? Yeah, I think so. With no programming at all, that is not a hindrance, as Milind is no testimony to that, isn't it? So all his journey and for all that he's been able to pick up in terms of not only coding and everything, every other tool that comes into contention once you are in there. So yeah, some starting point is a good way to go about it. And I think, yeah, one of our programs typically are, designed that way, that it is all seen from a non-programming point of view. All right. So your background statistics will definitely help, Gladys. Um, Bharat is asking, how close is the internship at DataMites to real-time job in terms of working in a company?
Okay, so your question is good. Actually, I would say that please do not go looking into internships like you will get a job. Just go into internships for learning purpose. That would be more important because you will get to know what data is. Like I will give you an example. There was a data set FIFA 20 that I was working on while I was doing my internship. So that FIFA 20 data set people were actually using to find out what percentage of like they were using means that needed to use clustering I mean machine learning algorithms, but people were not using machine learning algorithms. They were going for something like XGBoost and random forest to find out the prediction. The FIFA 20 data set was not to find out prediction. So you have to basically learn what the data set you are getting and what are the outcomes that you're being asked to. So just go into internships looking for what you're going to learn. So these things are seriously going to help you a lot in getting into data. I would say that not specifically not specifically you will have to, I mean, how do I orchestrate it? Just give me a minute. Means not specifically go into learning each and every model, just go and learn the basics of every model, every machine learning model. If you're going to become a data scientist, then obviously these internships are extremely beautiful. You can say whatever they are teaching and whatever they are helping you out with. As a data engineer, I got to learn the basics of data a lot, and that helped me a lot to see, because Python is also very important. While I joined my first organization, I had to work on Streamlit. So Streamlit is actually a library of Python where I had to work a lot on. And because of all those machine learning algorithms, I was easily able to deploy what I was doing on Streamlit. So just just think of it as a learning opportunity more, and it will surely help you.
Great. So I think now if we are, if you're signing up for a data scientist, you have programs for data engineer as well, and those take on a different track in terms of the projects. Yeah, but well said. So this is something that becomes a great learning experience. You are also showcasing that there is some idea about how a project really works, right? So
Right.
that is, definitely becomes a good entry point. Kripa is asking, is data science just about theory of how to do programming, or will you be also looking at the practicals?
No, not at all. You have to do a lot of practicals. You have to do a lot of hands-on, to be very honest. You have to go through a lot of things. The more you practice on your own, see, an instructor can only guide you and teach you what are the things that he or she feels to teach you. But after that, after a point of time, you need to do hands-on yourself. And these hands-on are surely going to help you out there.
And that's, yes, it is completely practical in that sense. And you would say, a lot, as Milind is saying, how much practice you put in, how much you experiment with coding, it definitely helps you build your own style as well. Priyanka wants to know, in which company did you do your internship?
I did my internship at DataMites itself. My first internship was DataMites itself, and after that, I
Rubik's.
just yes, Rubik's CI consulting company. So that was my only internship that I have done. No other internships at all.
All right. Okay, so you said about 10 to 12 interviews, Milind. So there's a lot of those watching are also keen on understanding how to crack
Yes.
these interviews, right?
Right, right, right.
You have some advice for youngsters starting off.
I did not get any interview opportunity for data sciences, but I got interview opportunities as a data analyst and a data engineer itself, as the market was blooming in 2022 for data engineers and data analysts. So there were a few companies that asked. There were a few interviews where I was asked to do coding itself on the screen itself, but means I can say only three interviews that I gave asked me to do hands-on there itself. Otherwise, all the other interviews they straightforward asked me theory questions. So there were almost 3 to 4 rounds. And I can tell you, the first round I faced was on Python. The second round I faced was on SQL, and the third round was basic HR and all they will ask you. So I cleared almost about 4 or 5 interviews at that time. The toughest interview I would say was for Uber EXT. So Uber EXT, they were asking hands-on, and they were asking hands-on means even as a fresher, they were I can say that I could have cracked it if I had worked almost 3 or 4 months more on SQL. But what did not work out, obviously. Uh, whatever means whichever organizations I've worked on, I'm really grateful for them, because as a in startup you get to learn more. So I would say that.
For
So
sure,
I
yeah.
yes, so
Right.
I have I am my previous organization was also startup. I'm currently also in a startup. My current organization is actually being bought by a big organization, but otherwise I'm learning what I'm enjoying whatever I'm learning.
Great. Okay then. Yeah, I think we don't have any further questions. All right, great.
So even on cracking interviews, if you would ask me, whatever DataMites learning cells are providing you, whatever interview questions they are providing you with, just go through all of them thoroughly. Just understand the concepts behind them, and it would be very easy for you to crack any interview as a fresher out there. And I can say any interview means any single interview, because you can see while see data mites also have their own placement cell, right? So they were so their criteria was you have to score a pointer of 6 if you want to sit in our cells and all. So I was not able to clear that interview, you can say. So it is quite tough what data mites is providing you. So if data mites is whatever data mites is providing you is seriously very very good for you to go on with, go and you can clear any interviews out there.
Right. So this included, I think you had a mock interview with
Yes,
the,
mock interview, obviously. And see,
right.
I could not even clear your mock interview.
Well, yeah. So that's, I think it is, yeah, more of a, because I think somewhere even you're simulating interviews also, because, there
Yes.
is no way we can tell what actual interviews will really be tougher or easier. It depends on situations, but somewhere we have to maintain a certain level of difficulty, right? So that, students or candidates are not caught unawares. In any case, that is meant for providing some feedback as well to you. I think you would have received some ideas there. So,
Yes,
but
obviously, and that was really helpful for me at that time, that I am lacking my knowledge in this and that field. So I worked on all of those things, and that really helped me to get a job. So I'm grateful for DataMites for whatever courses that I've taken and whatever preparations that I've done with them.
great. All right. So kudos to you, Milind, and it was a great start. Nice having a chat with you. So for all the very best for your journey ahead. And I oh okay, you still have a question before you go.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Shashank is asking, as you said in the interview, they asked to do coding. What is the level of code they are asking you to perform?
Okay, so I was basically everywhere I was asked to do the SQL coding itself wherever I had to do. So as a fresher, see, whatever you can check on DataMine's Learning Cell, whatever they are providing, those questions, and you can go through YouTube a little bit, and you can go for whatever the freshers are being asked to code. Because see, one of the basic questions that you will be asked is to find out, means you will be given a list, and you will list of people and their salaries, and you will be asked to find out who is the third highest earner. So this is one of the most questions that you will get almost everywhere. And these type of questions, second highest earner, third highest earner, so these type of questions are being provided by DataMites also, and these are the things that you will means these are the questions that you will get on almost all the anywhere. If you go and give interviews, this thing will be asked to you. So as a beginner, I don't think so anything very serious would be asked to you. But if your concepts are clear on what are the basic levels on a SQL, means whatever are the like whatever you have to go through, that is pretty easy. So you will be able to qualify the interviews very easily. I could not qualify other interviews because my Python was not that serious. So those were the things.
Kripa is asking, is it possible to do internship and jobs in data science from Nepal? There will be online programs that are starting off with new batches and on a regular basis, Kripa. So please feel free to reach out to the institute. and any counselor that you are in touch with at the moment. Does coding also apply to data analyst?
Yes, obviously. Coding in sense SQL and a basic of Python is very important because as a data analyst, you analyze the past trends. Whatever the data you are getting, you have to analyze past trends. So you have to learn coding a little bit because even if you go and ask anyone who is a data analyst, they will say that yes, SQL is very, very important. And at the same time, you have to learn visualization tools also like Tableau and Power BI. And Tableau and Power BI training also is also being given by DataMites. So that is obviously yes, coding you have to learn, but you have to focus on specifically on SQL, not much on Python, a little bit on Python, and a lot more on visualization tools. And a few ETL tools, but ETL tools you will only get to work on once you get into a job because ETL tools are basically your license. So those licensing you will get only when you start working on working with any organization on a project. So that is, and ETL is not something very tough. ETL is also very easy, so you can be easily able to get through all of this. So not much of coding, but be serious on SQL and be serious on visualization tools.
Great. Kennedy wants to know about the Python developer program. Well, basically, you have, I'm not sure Milind has done beyond the Python foundation because he had done data science. So you would have an advanced Python program and beyond the foundation, and that will be focusing on more on concepts like object-oriented programming and containers. You'll be working a lot with Django, all right? So the API system. So things are a little more towards hard coding, and yeah, that is how it is designed. So if that's what you feel is your cup of tea, you would like to explore that, please feel free. And right, so it is really, really wonderful having you, Milind, and thanks a lot. Okay, wish you all the
Thank
best.
you. Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, and thank you for calling me here, and thank you for providing me with a great learning opportunity that I got a couple of years back. So I am really grateful for DataMites for whatever I am today. Thank you.
Great. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice day.